Now we are recording. We can start going.
Good afternoon or good evening. Today is Tuesday, July the 7th, 2026, approximately 6 p.m. in the evening. But in reality, it is actually Friday, July the 3rd, Friday, July 3rd of 2026 at 10:40. Where to
This is
begin?
take
Well,
two
let's
because
let's
my stupid ass forgot to hit start record. I'm
well
going to be
first
straight up
let's welcome.
honest.
Yeah. Well, let's first welcome everybody from YouTube, Rumble, X, Spotify, and Twitch. We post on Instagram, Blue Sky, Truth Social, TikTok. Not yet available on Facebook. We appreciate your support. If possible, you'll see our QR code is in the bottom corner. That directly supports our efforts in bringing you the content that we do provide to you. Regardless, if you would kindly press the like button, give us a follow, subscribe, comment respectfully, of course, or Crazy B will unrespectfully delete your comment, and set your notifications. And most importantly, share this video. We are also on the Discord. If you haven't done so, please join. You'll see the bot go by, or I'll post it. Uh, the content that we provide is for educational purposes only, and we put our sources in the description listed below. Now, where to begin?
You're allowed to fire me.
Uh
But
huh.
then again, it is 9:42 in the morning here. I've been awake, but
Uh huh.
I was late on my meds cuz we
Uh
got
huh.
busy chit-chatting. So, I'm not with it
Uh
and I've
huh.
had no caffeine for 2 days, by the way.
Uh huh.
So, you're
Yeah.
free to fire
Uh huh.
me.
Uh huh. Yeah. So
I'm
we've
owning it.
been pre-recording for the last what hour?
We thought we were.
She thought we were. Said yeah. Uh-huh. And uh, what happened? How did you find out that we were not
We
recording?
were finally getting ready to start on the video we were going to talk about, and I looked, and as I was scrolling, looking up to get ready to transition the scene, it didn't show we were recording. It just, yeah, the record was not lit
Well,
up.
so we're not going over everything that we already talked about because it's not
I
within
don't
me
remember
to
it
even
because it was
do.
just a flow conversation.
Right? I mean, we were talking about electricity and
The weather.
for the weather and just forget it. It's hot as hell here. It's hot as hell there. Hot as hell everywhere on the East Coast side and so
Into the
far in.
Midwest.
So yeah, we're yeah.
Yeah,
So
sorry, folks. There was a
are
really good
yeah
convo, but we're not going to rehab.
repeating
But
it.
I don't think we could even repeat it word for word.
No, and you're sure we are recording, correct?
Yes, this time we are recording.
Okay.
Well, I can show you. They won't see it, but you see how it says stop record? Yeah, it's because we're
Yeah.
recording and the timer's running.
Uh,
So,
uh,
yeah, I cannot believe
well,
I fucking forgot to hit the start record.
I'm just gonna roll over in bed and move the tablet. Hope Jake doesn't need another band-aid. And because he's been in twice now for two of them.
Yep.
And all right, so we are doing something unconventional for us. We've not done one video on this, but we are going to take a look at products that are available from Japan, also from the United States, that are supposed to make our lives easier. And
Mine's
Crazy
are
Bee and I
pretty
are going to
damn
decide,
easy.
yeah, yeah, Crazy Bee and I are going to decide whether or not we would purchase it, if it's a yay or a nay, and yeah, I think that sums it up.
Basically,
And
product review without
yeah,
having the product.
correct. So we're going to take a look at it, see if it's something that we would save a couple dollars up for and purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're doing this videos, the pre-record for the July 7th episode is being posted because I'm having surgery and we're not sure what type of condition I'm going to be in, and Crazy Bee refuses to let me on a live while under anesthesia. Uh,
For safety reasons of our channel.
yes.
Because if we're talking politics and you're on anesthesia, God knows
hmm
what's going to
Yeah,
get
that
said.
will
So,
exactly that we would be in trouble. So that being said, go ahead, hit it, Crazy Bee, and let's see what we got
all right.
going on.
Let's hit that transition over. There we are. And
Uh,
let's. Now, again, if there's music, oopsie.
These 24 Japanese ideas are so brilliant, they should be illegal to be kept as a secret. Number 24. The school that teaches kids to cook before reading. Japanese elementary schools include a class called shokuiku, food education, that begins in first grade. Children learn to grow vegetables, cook real
Hold
meals.
on. I went to a private school that did this
Crazy Bee, why does it seem to be going so fast?
because we have it at 1.5 speed because it is a 30-minute video, or 1.25 speed because it's 30-minute video. But I can put it to normal if you need it to.
Yeah, put it to normal because it's a little bit fast.
Okay. But
Okay.
I went to a private school that had us learning to cook in elementary.
We
That's
didn't, we were in middle school when they did that. But the Japanese also, the kids do not pack their lunch for school. They make their lunch when they get there. Uh,
mm-hmm,
they eat healthy. You know, when there was, I watched a documentary where a person went, uh, producer went in and asked them, like, what's your favorite food? And he heard things like broccoli or
mm-hmm.
rice or, you know, some type of fish. And
Yeah.
he thought that they were pulling his leg, and they weren't. You
No,
know,
I've
he
been,
expected them
but
to say McDonald's or something like that.
no, we at the one private school I went to, we made homemade noodles from scratch.
Mhm.
We
Right?
literally did everything. Like it was a full balanced meal, and it was included because of the tuition. The school just
Mhm.
knew how to budget their shit right. And well, this was
Right.
also back in the 80s. But
Mhm.
no, I've been to two private schools where, well, the one they made it, the adults made it, but the second one the kids did. Um, so this is actually not. It's rare in America, but it's not unheard of. And then there's this thing we can do in America that's really awesome. It's called homeschooling, and you can teach your own kids.
Yes. Well, I
So,
think the school should be doing this
oh, I
healthy.
agree.
Yeah.
The
So I'm
public
down.
schools need to do
I'm
that.
Yes, I'm down for Maha. Make
Uh huh.
America healthy again in the school system.
I
Go
absolutely
ahead.
agree. And I see nothing wrong with
Hmm.
having kids this young learning to cook. I mean, my daughter was started cooking at like 8, 9 years old, a little bit younger maybe
Hmm.
for certain things, supervised, obviously. Um,
Right.
but I don't see anything wrong with it, and I absolutely support it. And I do believe our schools should be doing it, teaching kids to be self
Right.
sufficient and capable even though it's yeah, at home it's not necessary, it's still good to get it ingrained in them from a young age.
Right.
So, but I just wanted to let people know that it's not unique to Japan, but they do it in I believe all their schools. Um,
Pretty much.
versus where
Hmm.
we do it sporadically here.
Correct.
Okay.
Meals, serve their classmates, and clean the kitchen. By age 8, they can prepare a balanced lunch for 30 people. The class isn't optional. It's treated with the same seriousness as math. The premise is that children who understand food never grow into adults who depend on processed convenience products. Adult obesity rates in Japan are dramatically lower than in countries without comparable.
Look at this. As you go down, Austria, it has the most obese people. America's not even on that top 10 list. We're that fat.
Right.
Wow. That's wild. America's so fat we can't even make the top 10 in the nation of the globe. Now, here's my thing. They don't have people from Africa on this list. And I'm not trying to be mean, but if you think about it, I don't recall ever seeing obese Africans unless they're the leaders. Have you ever seen an obese African living in a tribal village
Not
thing?
really. No.
Okay. I'm just going to point that out. So I believe Japan might actually be a little bit higher. This is a cherry-picked one. Or are they talking westernized nations?
I don't know, babe.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious where they got this because, I mean, if they're going on the entire globe, I can think of quite a few nations that are less obese than even Japan. So,
Well, I mean, we're supposed to be reviewing products, but
yeah, I know. Here I am cherry picking data. Shut me up.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
So, we can look it up though. So, as always, we
I
can
can
do
look it up for the hell of it
live
on my
research.
own. I'll look it up
Uh-huh.
and do it the
No.
hell on my
Oh,
own.
no,
This
no,
is
no. Oh,
product.
no, I'm already on it. I'm already on it.
All right, I'm going to hit
Here
play.
we are.
This is habit
No, oh,
from
no,
doing
no,
so
no,
much
no, no, no,
political
no.
stuff.
Yeah, oh, no. Rex Sister's doing live research on air as usual.
Well,
So
pre-record this time, but we're
Yes.
not going to. This is, again, I'm so busy double checking facts and data with you 3 days or more a week. The first thing I do when I see something like this is, wait a minute, where's their data coming from? What is this? Where's that? What about these countries?
Well, the United States right now ranks 10th. So we have the Tonga, Nauru, the Cook Islands, American Samoa. There are names I don't even recognize. Uh, that's interesting. They must be, oh yeah, Pacific Island nations dominate the percentage of the population that has the highest total number of obese people. And if you think about it, they're the ones that are, in my mind, they're the guys that are wearing the little
The Samoa,
underwear thing. Yes.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
Hawaii,
Yes.
Samoa, the
Yes.
Filipino region,
Uh-huh.
those
Yes, ma'am.
ones. Yes.
Yes. And here, and
But
I'm
they're also
sending that to
really
you.
freaking tall too. I have yet to meet a Samoan person who's under 5'7", but I haven't met that many. So,
Right.
there's that too.
So because of this information will be provided in the description listed below since Crazy Bee is interested in it.
I did not mean to turn it into this.
And we haven't
why.
even, we're how many minutes into this? How many
Uh,
minutes are we in?
Oh, into the entire thing? We are 15
Yes.
minutes in, but 48 seconds into the video.
Okay, so we're 15 minutes in, 48 seconds into what the product is. I don't even know what it is.
No, they're talking about the school's obesity, the school's healthiness compared to
but
that.
I don't even know what the product is yet.
That's not a product. It's just This is why I don't know. Well, this is only Japanese ideas, not necessarily a product. And that's why the idea is getting the kids on a healthy regimen before they become adults so they don't end up as obese adults.
Okay.
So, yeah. But I'm going to quit with
I
my
thought
cherry
we
picking and nitpicking
I
data.
thought they were supposed to produce some kind of product. So, okay.
Well, let's see if they ever do have a product.
All
Um,
right.
but it did
Hit
say
play.
Japanese idea.
I gotcha.
programs, and most researchers point to shokuiku as the structural reason. Outside Japan, this idea remains almost completely absent from school curricula. Number 23. The neighborhood that functions like one big house. In some older Japanese neighborhoods, an arrangement called Nagaya Zukai treats the entire street as a single extended dwelling. Households share tools, watch each other's children, accept deliveries for absent neighbors, and rotate responsibilities like seasonal cleaning. The street isn't formally organized, it just behaves like one. Crime is virtually unknown because everyone knows everyone. Loneliness barely exists because help is all.
I'm also going to point out Japan is the third most surveilled country in the world when it comes to surveillance cameras. I actually looked this up before. They have surveillance cameras everywhere, especially in the cities. But didn't old American towns used to do the same thing?
I don't know about that. I'd have that's something that we'd have to look up.
Okay.
So you think there were surveillance cameras on the
Is always
street,
two.
or
Oh, no, in
do you
Japan.
mean no? Yeah, right. But I mean,
That's
or
why
what are
crime
you
is so
asking
low.
about?
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
but what
saying,
are you
like,
asking about in the United States?
oh, like where community got together, cleaned up their
Oh
own
yeah.
neighborhoods and stuff,
Oh
watched each
yeah.
other, helped each other. You
Oh,
need a shovel,
definitely.
just
Yeah,
ask.
and
You need this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that definitely went on in our neighborhoods. I mean, where Eric lived, they did block parties where they would shut the street down and all the families would come out, bring food. There'd be
Mm-hmm.
people would be singing. The old people from the old country would be playing music. You know,
Mm-hmm.
somebody would be on a violin. They'd bring a bass cello, and this was in the street that they did this.
We
You know,
used to do
my
neighborhood
sister,
cookouts.
yeah, and I mean
Mm-hmm.
everybody took care of everybody. If you were washing somebody's car, you might wash somebody else's or squirt their sidewalk down for them or,
I
take their
know.
trash.
I remember hearing a story from an older woman. I'm trying to remember if she was a patient of ours or not. I can't remember if it was a relative. She used to help do laundry for the neighbors because she didn't have kids but wasn't able to work, but she was able to do laundry all day. So she would do
Right,
neighborhood laundry for people where there was two parents working and stuff like that. She would babysit the kids and get them helping and stuff. So it's not unheard of. And back
right,
then bills were different, so it wasn't like as bad to wash everyone's laundry. And I mean, they would toss her money to help with the electric and all that. So I mean, it sucks that neighborhoods aren't that close. I mean, where I live, I have one neighbor that, I mean, I know them decently. I can go over and ask for help if I need to. And then there's the meth head rehab house, and mostly older people. And well, finally, the flap house across the road is empty. So we really, I mean, even though it's a small town, I don't know these people. So I mean, I don't feel that sense of community anymore.
right. It seems like people have just stay in their own little cocoon.
Mm-hmm. Got to get us out of it. But so,
Exactly.
but I like that Japan's been able to make this work for as long as they have now. As much as Japan is supposedly not under imperial dictatorship like it was back in pre like World War II era, there are still a lot of structures that in the government that I would consider as a little overkill. Like I said, it's the third most surveilled country in the world. And, like, I mean, crime, it's virtually impossible to get away with crime in Japan. But, like,
Well,
in the major cities, it does still happen.
yeah, it does still happen, but sometimes I feel like I would be down for the surveillance given what goes on in our major cities. So,
Well, yeah. And I've even said if we could learn the respect for our communities that, like, Japan teaches,
yeah,
you don't chew
yeah,
gum, you don't talk on your phone while out in public loudly, or
right.
you just text,
Don't
because
scream and carry on and
talk quietly if you do have a
yes,
conversation. Basically,
correct.
whisper in public because it ain't nobody else's business what you're talking about.
Exactly.
So, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things I think we could benefit from for sure.
Doors away. Most American suburbs maintain neighbors as strangers, despite living closer to each other than Nagaya residents do. And the loneliness epidemic that has followed is a direct consequence of that choice. Number 22. The toilet with a sink on top. Older Japanese toilets often have a small faucet built into the top of the tank.
Now
When
that's
you
cool.
flush, clean water flows through the
Which
faucet first.
yeah, you
You
know where
wash
you
your
can
hands.
find them?
Online.
In prison.
Oh yeah, in prison. Yeah, a prison toilet. But I like the
That's
idea, and
exactly every
that's
time.
less. And
Yeah.
now you got less plumbing lines and stuff, and it's less
Uh-huh.
waste in plastics and
Yeah.
coppers and stuff. I
I
like
gotta
it.
let me look real quick and see if they sell that on Amazon. So we're looking for what, a toilet with
The sink on top.
let me go to yeah, okay,
That would be
Amazon.
awesome in a camper too. Get more room in
Yes,
your
it would.
bathroom.
Yes.
Ooh, I got some
Toilet.
ideas.
It is a neat idea.
Hmm. I actually have to say this is one I really like, because so what if the soap goes into the tank to flush with the toilet water?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It just cleans the
Okay,
toilet
so
too.
oh,
Sorry.
it's reasonable. Oh, here's a nice black one.
How much?
Oh no, that's a toilet for senior citizens. Hold on.
Oh,
$419, but you can save 5% at checkout. Here, we'll post this
okay.
up in case anybody wants it.
No, I'm
Hold
actually
on, see.
really seriously contemplating this for like how I've said, we're going to help rebuild the property for the family.
Right,
Um
right.
I think that is a brilliant idea, and it gives you more space in your bathroom. Like, my bathroom, I can wash my hands in the sink, sit on the toilet, and wash my feet in the tub all at the same time.
That's funny.
It's freaking my okay. Our bathroom is literally the size of a walk-in closet. Most app like a
Hmm.
small like a decent walk-in closet. Yeah.
Right.
So I
Yeah, but
like this idea.
here's one for 398. And
That
then they
is
have them.
wonderful.
I have no idea how this works, but I will send it to you. It
Alrighty.
is just the sink somehow, I guess. I don't know how the whole thing works, but
What, you pee in the sink and then flush it down?
I guess I don't. I guess
No, did you hear about the internet trend a few years ago where people were doing that? I
no.
busted one of my nephews. I noticed there was a yellow tinge in one of the sinks, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then one of the other kids said, yeah, it's a trend. I bet he's doing that. And turns out, yes, when confronted, he was peeing in the sink
Wow,
because TikTok.
good God.
Like,
So
for
this the
fuck's.
second thing I sent Crazy B was, it looks like you just take the lid off the tank and you replace it with this sink, and
Hold on.
then it gets
Let me
connected.
open it
Yeah.
up. Oh, that
Yeah.
does
And
look
that's
like
it's
it.
only it, yeah, so it's only $88. That's reasonable. That's
And
real
how do you turn on the
reasonable.
water?
That's the thing is how it doesn't really say
I
there's a
mean, there's a
video, I
video,
think.
but if I play the video,
Right,
it'll start blaring. I'll check it
right.
out. That's pretty. I
Yeah,
mean, if it's just a little extra hose and it's one of those
right,
touch sinks where you just tap the faucet head,
right. And I
that
mean
would
they
be
have
worth it.
yeah, they have several of them listed that you could buy.
It says no
Yeah, it looks
plumbing changes required. It must have a pump that pulls the water from the tank to wash
right.
your hands with, so it's going to be cold water only. Because I've never used hot water in a toilet.
Yeah, recycle sink water into the toilet tank, reducing waste. Hmm,
That's
I'm down for
this
that.
will be in the description for everyone to look at.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Huh,
Yeah.
can't beat that. That's a
Oh, you
good
know what I
idea.
just realized? I don't know how well this is going to
What?
go on Spotify because Spotify has no video; it's audio only.
Well,
Hmm.
they
We'll
have
get
to join
creative.
if you're on Spotify and you want to see the items, you need to join the Discord.
Oh no, they could just watch it on YouTube or
This is true.
Rumble
I was
as an
trying to get
option.
them to join
Well,
Discord. They're
Discord,
crazy
yeah,
base.
definitely join Discord anyways. Discord's
Right.
the best place to be. We get to have some fun
Correct.
conversations. Like when I blame Blue
Yes, ma'am.
Rose for the temperatures we have over here.
There you go.
We have Texas heat in a place where it shouldn't be.
Right.
So it's her fault.
You know, I'm trying to post. I'm trying to post up. Is is the chat? Well, no, there's no chat because we're not live, so I can't put the Discord up anywhere.
No, but it's in the link tree. If you click on the link tree link in the description of the video, it will take you to all of our links, including our Discord link, I believe is at the top of the link tree.
There you
So
go. There you go.
that works.
That works.
All right. So
All
this
right,
is
keep
something
going.
we are deciding that is worth getting if we can ever afford
Yes.
it.
Yes. We would buy this.
Yes.
in it,
All right,
and
keep
that water
going. Let's
then
go.
refills the tank for the next flush. Same water, two jobs. The plumbing is simpler, not more complicated. The water savings, multiplied across 125 million people over decades, are staggering. Most American bathrooms still have a separate toilet and sink with two separate water lines, doing what Japanese plumbing combined into a single fixture in the 1950s.
Oh,
Number
since the
21. The
1950s?
hospital with no waiting room. A growing number of Japanese hospitals have eliminated traditional waiting rooms entirely. Patients receive a buzzer like the ones used at busy restaurants. They wait in
Oh, I've had to go to a surgical center that did the pager thing. When
Yeah,
I
I
went for
have
a
the.
surgery.
Yeah. Yeah. So do I.
Okay, that's cool. So even if you're outside having a
Yep.
cigarette break or something, you have so
Right.
long to get back in, and or they send
Right.
somebody to come look for you. Like, where's this body?
Right. Correct. Correct.
Okay. Yep. I did notice that in major, like big hospitals in the cities.
Although,
And
although when you think about it, the only thing would be is for those people on a cigarette break because it's not like you're allowed to go get something to eat or drink.
well, that's for a
If
surgical
you're
center, but if a typical hospital waiting room,
right,
like I
yeah, like
broke my arm,
if you're waiting for somebody, uh,
yeah, they're letting you know this person's done,
yeah,
come pick them up type
correct,
of thing.
correct,
Yeah.
yeah,
But if you're waiting to get in to be seen, I ain't going far on a broken leg. I'm going to be sitting wherever I can sit.
correct, correct,
So I see good in it. I think it's, and again, it also, that way they don't got to holler out your name. They just page you.
right, right,
And it's like, no one's out there giving away who you are for a stalker to start
right,
finding you. So, and I know
correct,
Detroit Medical Center does that, and that was even for just regular appointments. Reception, they have like a reception area for like 8 or 9 different types of doctors, and they page you to come up. You register, you hold your pager, and then when they go to take you back, that's when the medical assistant takes the pager, gives it to reception, and takes you from there. So no name calling or doxing in the waiting rooms.
Right.
So I think
There you
it's
go.
a smart idea. I really do.
Right.
Cafes, gardens, or nearby shops. When their turn approaches, the buzzer alerts them. Hospital congestion drops dramatically. Patient stress drops even more. Infections spread less because sick people aren't packed into a single enclosed room together. The change cost almost nothing. The improvement to
No,
the
hold on,
experience was
hold on.
enormous.
Sick people aren't enclosed with each other. No, they're out at the cafe giving it to a bunch of new people.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, to hundreds of people, they're coughing and
Oh,
hacking and
more.
yeah.
It's what's that? Business. What is that? Customer. What is it? Where you basically create your own customers to keep your business going. Oh, there's a
Oh,
word
yeah.
for it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, by sending sick people to the different cafes to wait,
Yes.
they're
Yes.
adding more sick people to come to the
Yes.
hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Job security, job security.
Job security. There you go. Yes. No, that's a good way to, that's an excellent way for, job security to occur. Just
For the
go out,
medical.
cough, hack, and yeah, spread the flu, spread COVID, spread everything. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Uh, Makes perfect sense to
Again, it
me. What do
reminds
you?
it's reminds you of scenes from the movie Outbreak in the movie theater, but this one
Yes.
is you're walking around. Uh-huh.
Or yeah, yeah. Again, I don't see it being good for. And again, they're like, "Oh yeah, the virus has dropped unless people are sick." Are we sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna say. All right. Sorry. I just that last part really didn't make a lot of logical sense. It doesn't, in my opinion, but
It does not.
propaganda for making it pass to sell more product. Yep. Oh.
Enormous, and most hospitals in the rest of the world still pack patients into the same stale rooms they used 100 years ago. Number 20. The briefcase-sized fire escape. Tokyo apartments often include a small briefcase-shaped device called a Kume Bukuro. It contains a fireproof hood, emergency rope, whistle, water filter, and small radio. Every apartment is required to have one. Everyone in the household knows where it is. The system replaces the need for elaborate fire escape architecture in high-rise buildings. The escape equipment lives with the
And I don't
resident,
think
not.
that's a bad idea.
I don't think it's a bad idea unless you're like me with a debilitating fear of heights. Heights is
Well,
almost as bad as my eight-legged spawns of Satan that people know about.
right, but if their house is burning, you're going to be using it, trust me. But
But
even if it's not for you, it's, a
somebody
family,
else.
your
Yeah.
the kids, whatever.
Well, my kids
Um,
have always known. I've taught them from a young age what to do in the event of a fire, how to break out a window properly, how to
right,
safely climb
right,
out of it, stuff
right,
like that. Fire escape plans, basically, for the
right.
entire house.
But yeah, right. So they do have, uh, I could look that up if you would like, um,
I know you can get them in America.
or
I've
not.
seen these kits.
Everybody, yes, yes, they do have them. Just go out, Google it. I mean, because if not, we'll be here looking up products,
All day. Yeah.
uh, all day, every day. We'll look up products that we're interested in. I'm not interested in that one.
Yeah,
Crazy D, if
no.
you're interested, you may look it up.
No, no, no. I
Okay,
I
that's
know
a
what this
pass.
stuff is, and it's
Somebody else,
yeah.
right. So somebody else that's listening to this broadcast, if you want to look it up and send it to us via the Discord, post it on the video and give you credit. How's that?
Mm-hmm. And I do check the comments. So if you got a complaint
Yes,
about
we
me not
do.
having it there, you can absolutely leave the complaint in a polite fashion. Otherwise, you will get the equal politeness back. Or you get ignored. One of the two.
Right. Right.
Not in a hallway. When seconds matter, the device is already in your hand. Most American apartments still rely on external infrastructure that may not work during the actual emergency. Number 19. The food samples as full meal art. Outside almost every Japanese restaurant, hyper-realistic plastic replicas of menu items called sampuru sit in glass cases. Each replica is handcrafted by artisans who train for years. The food looks so real you can identify the exact noodle thickness and broth color before entering. The replicas eliminate language barriers, ordering anxiety.
Didn't Subway used to have a plastic displays of their breads and stuff at one point?
They had, I recall a display, but I don't think it was quite as detailed as this. I've watched videos of how intense these replicas that they make
Yeah.
of the food are. It,
Oh no, I
I mean,
gotta
it's
give these
really
people
detailed.
credit.
Now,
Yeah.
do I see? Yeah, do I see that happening here? Not really.
No. No.
I don't see any restaurants taking the initiative to undergo what this would entail. Although I think
And
they would probably benefit from it.
no, I think more people would be like false advertisement. This don't look like that. We already go through it. Look at our cheeseburgers from McDonald's and our Big
Oh yeah,
Macs.
that would happen. Uh-huh.
I don't
Right,
see that happening here. Look at this beautiful Big Mac and all this
right.
ice cream that was actually mashed
Uh-huh.
potatoes in our studio. But guess what?
Well,
It don't look that good.
look at what they yeah. I mean, look at what they do with our frickin' uh the commercials. Your
I
food
know.
never looks like a commercial does here now, does it?
Hell, even the food in
Ever.
the grocery
I
stores,
mean, you take
like your done your pre-made pizzas and stuff, your frozen
yes,
food. It's
yeah,
like, what the fuck is this?
uh-huh. Right. Yes, absolutely. Nothing is what it is advertised.
Nothing except the cereal. Cereal might be
Right.
close enough.
This is true. This is true. Because it's the box that, well, even the product, I guess, is close.
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on,
just
Chase, get in here.
I find
Sorry,
it.
I'm letting the
No, it's
dog
okay.
out.
It's okay. I find it so. I mean, I'm glad that there they actually take pride in their work, and that their food can look as good
Yes,
as the replica. Because
yes,
here, our people don't take pride
yes.
in much of anything. I was one of the people that did my damnedest to make it look good
No,
when I worked fast food,
right,
but you don't get a lot of it like that, and well, I think,
right.
well, actually, where I live now, I've sent you pictures, and if you join the Discord, you'll find
Yes,
this. Our local bakery loves to put out inspirational messages on these little cakes that are going on clearance. So they put up these, like, little one, like 2, 3 serving cakes, and they'll put, like, I didn't hit the snooze button today, as a reason, as, like, a reason to have your cake. So cute little things. I love it.
uh-huh,
I take pictures of them every time our little local bakery does this, and it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I like it. Maybe other
right,
people will start catching on.
right.
And disappointment about.
Oh, there must be lag, because I think there's a tad bit of lag today.
Okay.
Portion size or appearance. You see exactly what you're getting. Tourists and locals alike point at what they want. The industry behind Sampuru is worth millions of dollars annually. Most countries still use printed menus that fail to communicate what the food actually looks like. Number 18. The ticket machine that saves your seat for later. Certain Japanese train stations install machines called yokushi-ken, the postponement ticket. If you arrive at a station and realize you need an hour for an errand before catching your train, you insert your ticket, hold your departure, and reclaim a guaranteed seat on a later service for no extra charge. The
Oh,
system trusts you to
nice.
manage your own
Gee,
time and rewards flexibility instead of punishing it.
that
Train
would
tickets in
never
most
happen
countries lock
here.
you into a specific department.
I absolutely agree. Americans are too rude, and
It,
they
it,
would just
it,
be like, "Nope, bitch, too late, too
yeah,
sad, too bad, too sad," is the saying.
yeah. I mean, and plus any of the commercial carriers, be it the bus, the train, the plane,
Mm-hmm.
any of them, they get to upcharge if you're going to make a change. They
Oh, and then
may,
they can overbook,
you might have paid $200. Yeah, you might have paid $200 for a ticket to Kentucky, and I find out my flight's delayed, and I say, can I go an hour later, a day later, or tonight? And they go, sure you can. And they delete my ticket and say, that'll be $400, ma'am. Uh-huh.
yep. And like I was saying, but
There's no way that would go here.
they'll overbook assuming cancellations, and then turn around and tell you,
Yes,
"Oh,
they will.
sorry,
Yes.
but we'll give you a voucher and some food." But somehow
Right. Yep.
they'll to me, our system is jacked. You either take your flight or too bad, too sad, and now there's an
Yes.
empty seat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do
Absolutely.
kind of like this. But again, their trains are so
The
reliable
idea,
unless there's an
it sounds
earthquake.
wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's the other thing is the reliability. Heck, a train that's due an hour later for what we want to get home to would probably be a 2-hour delay in
Mm-hmm.
reality.
Oh, I used to take city bus
Ugh,
in Michigan
I
everywhere
don't know.
for the greater Detroit area. And I will tell
Uh-huh.
you, some of
Right.
the bus was supposed to be here at 10:30. It's now 11. I've
Uh-huh.
been here since 10:15.
Where is it? Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The bitch was being in back in the day wearing 3 to 5 inch high heels because you did not wear tennis shoes or anything else. You were dressed, and I mean dressed, waiting at the bus stop in the wintertime for the bus that didn't want to show up. Luckily, we did have a little store that we went to, and he would bring us hot coffee on days that the bus failed to show. Now
See,
imagine that.
I
Hmm.
would always carry my shoes in a bag. And I would wear whatever shoes were
Right,
comfortable for catching the damn bus. I could be in a prom dress and I'm going to be wearing fucking tennis shoes until I know that bus is here. I'll switch my shoes when I get
right.
somewhere. That was my thing.
Yeah,
And I've worn
yeah.
boots. I've worn
That
full
probably
snowsuits and just swapped out when I got to
right.
work.
Yeah, I'd say that happened in around the late '80s, early '90s when you started seeing women wearing tennis shoes and that to work.
I wouldn't wear the
But prior
tennis
to
shoes
that,
no, I'd wear the tennis shoes to catch the bus and then switch my shoes at work.
right? Yeah,
That
that's what I'm
is
saying. Yeah, they'd wear their tennis shoes
why
to
didn't
work
people
and
do
then
that
switch
before then?
because it was you dressed. I mean, when I went to work in that, or when my mother did, there was the switch over from, women wearing hats and gloves. I mean, my grandfather, who lived into his 80s, he went into downtown once a week. There was a market, and he would buy groceries at this market. He
Mm-hmm.
wore his hat all the time,
Yeah.
even
And you
though
can
at that
still do
time it
that, but
wasn't required.
if your shoes are going to match the weather, just your shoes, the rest of you is still dressed up.
Well,
I don't see the social shame in being smart instead of freezing.
well, it took a while for women to get that message.
Yeah, I
You
would
were
have been that
dressed.
person back in the day who started the trend early because fuck this shit. Fuck
All
that.
right,
Now,
go ahead.
yeah, that's, yeah. All right. But yeah, their system is definitely, unless there's an
A
earthquake,
lot
by the
better.
way,
Yeah,
unless there's an
right,
earthquake or a tsunami or a nuclear meltdown at
right,
some plant, but you know.
right.
Departure, with rebooking fees and lost seats if your day shifts. Japan figured out that travelers' schedules don't always cooperate with rigid timetables and built the flexibility into the ticket itself. Number 17. The apartment building with a farm. On
Oh,
top, newer
yes. We are
Yes,
starting to do this in
this is
America.
cool.
There
Yes,
are,
this is
the,
cool.
yes, and I am all for it. Like, this needs to be everywhere in the world.
Yes, it does.
Tokyo apartment buildings increasingly include rooftop community farms called Okujo Batake. Residents lease small plots for almost nothing, grow vegetables collectively, and share the harvest. The roof
Yep.
produces fresh food, insulates the building, and creates a social space where neighbors actually talk to each other. The farm also drops the building's summer cooling costs by 20% through
Wow.
evaporative shading. One investment, four returns. Most Western apartment buildings still treat their roofs as wasted space, paved over and inaccessible. While their residents drive to supermarkets for vegetables their building could have grown. Number 16. The barber shop with foldable walls. Japanese barbershops often use sliding screens to convert from open salon to private booth in seconds. Customers who want quiet privacy get it. Customers who want to chat with neighboring chairs can. The same physical space serves opposite preferences without compromise. The walls cost almost nothing. The
Yeah,
customer
that's what doors are
satisfaction is
for.
dramatically higher than fixed layout barbershops where everyone gets the same experience, whether they want it or not. Japan keeps figuring out that one space can serve two needs if you stop assuming the layout has to be permanent. Number 15. The traffic light. That counts down.
Oh, we need
Japanese
that.
pedestrian signals often
Yes,
display
we
a
do.
countdown bar.
Do you know how annoying it is to not know how much more time you have on the yellow light?
Uh-huh.
Should I slam on the brakes or floor it?
Right, right.
Give me some time to judge by. Oh my god, we need that. Now the countdown crosswalks, we have those in America. I've seen them quite a few places and they're loud and it counts down the 10-second mark. For people who are blind. They started doing that in Michigan. So, but the countdown yellow light, please give it to me.
Showing exactly how many seconds remain before the light changes. Walkers know whether they have time to cross or should wait. Drivers know whether to slow down or maintain speed. Everyone makes better decisions
Uh-huh.
because everyone has the same information. Accidents at intersections with countdown signals drop measurably.
I can
The hardware
imagine.
adds a few dollars to each light. Most American intersections still leave pedestrians and drivers guessing, and the resulting close calls produce thousands of preventable accidents every year.
Yup.
Number 14. The packaged meal that knows the weather. Convenience store chains like
What?
7-Eleven and Lawson operate proprietary inventory algorithms that adjust the food selection in every store based on hyper-local weather forecasts. Cold rain coming Wednesday. Soup volume triples in the affected districts. Hot weekend ahead. Cold noodles dominate the shelf. The forecast feeds into delivery scheduling 48 hours in advance, meaning the right food arrives at the right store before customers know they want it. Food waste drops to near zero. Customer satisfaction stays consistently high. Most American convenience stores still stock the same items in the same proportions, regardless of season or weather, and the resulting waste fills landfills. Number 13. The
See that
school
as
bag that
a,
lasts a
Go ahead.
I'd want to see that as a test. Like we should have some test stores that do that to see if it really holds true. I mean, I
Okay.
believe the concept, but I don't know if Americans would buy that.
But let's
But there
also
is
take into
something,
consideration the size of Japan compared to the size of America, where they could
right,
probably
I
get
get
away
that,
with doing that easier.
right? But uh, but I do think there's some, probably it could be done because there is that whole idea of subliminal messaging. When it's cold out, you're gonna want the hot soup that's available
Hmm.
versus the cold sushi or watermelon sitting there, right?
Yeah.
And when it's hot out, you're gonna want the cold foods, watermelon, the sushi, the cold
Salads.
ham, the salads
More of a
versus the
sandwich
hot
thing.
soup. Yeah,
Yup.
exactly. Versus egg salad or tuna or the
Tuna.
hot
Yup.
soup. Yeah.
And again, I only do grilled cheese
So
with
I do
soup.
think,
So, yeah.
yeah. So I do think there's probably something to be said for that, but
Oh, well. Oh,
we would
yeah.
have to, like I said, I think, do it as a test.
Yeah.
And you would think that some of the larger chains,
Our
look
major
at what
cities, I can see that
Sheets can
working really
produce.
good in.
Right. Think about sheets and everything they have.
Uh huh.
It's crazy what you can get, and I wonder how much waste there is.
I'm sure
I
there's
don't
a
know.
lot, but I do find it
Uh-huh.
because, like, I see it working better in a city than in a small town where we basically make our own food anyways at home. We don't there. Yeah, there's a lot of fast food
Right.
restaurants, but
Right.
most people in town will choose to do cook at home because it's old school country town. But in a major city where everyone's
Uh-huh.
in a rush and everything's you don't always have time to cook,
Hmm.
I could see that working. Or if lunch on the road, type of thing, I see that working. So no, what
Hmm.
I'm looking at, I want to look here is this decade backpack because I was sick of buying the kids backpacks every year that kept falling apart. This
Right.
might come in
Right.
handy for the kids because you got two grandkids that are, well, one's
Hmm.
in school, one's gonna be
Yep.
soon. This one might be worth investing into. Let's see.
Yep.
a
Fetching and
decade.
yes,
Every
ma'am.
Japanese elementary
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, it sounded like you did. I'm sorry.
school
No.
student carries the same kind of structured leather backpack called a randoseru. The bag costs several $100s. It's built to
Ooh,
survive 6
but
full
it
years of
lasts.
daily school use. Reinforced stitching, hardened frame, reflective strips, and a quick release strap designed to detach if a child gets caught on something dangerous. The same bag goes to school every day from age 6 to age 12. Then it's often passed down to younger siblings, donated or saved as a family keepsake. Japanese parents make one purchase for the entire elementary career. American parents typically replace school backpacks 2 or 3 times across the same period. What sustains the system isn't just durability. It's the
It might
cultural
be worth
decision to
it.
treat a child's primary daily object as worth investing in.
Yeah.
The randoseru becomes a small symbol of being a student. Children take pride in it. The leather
If you think about how much a backpack costs, having to buy one every year for 12 years, damn, you're spending about the same.
They average, you're spending more in America. It
Yeah,
A
20 to
backpack
50
now
dollars for a
averages
backpack.
at least $50.
A
Hmm.
good sturdy
Yep,
one.
if
Yeah.
not more. Hmm.
I remember getting hiking backpacks because they were more durable for school. But even then, they didn't hold up as
Right.
well, despite me doing my best to take good care of it. This very might well be worth it for parents out there and grandparents.
Right.
One time investment.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Leather softens with use. By year
I'm looking
6,
that
the
up.
bag holds the entire history of the child's elementary education in its scuffs and creases. Most countries treat school backpacks as disposable items, replaced casually, never invested in. Japan made one bag matter, and the bag carried generations of meaning along with the books inside it. Number 12. The rentable grandfather, a
Wait, what? You can rent your grandparents? Did I hear this right?
Got it. Closer.
Okay. Let me get it playing. This is interesting.
Japanese company called Family Romance employs actors who can be hired as substitute family members. You can rent a grandfather to attend your daughter's graduation, a father to walk a bride down the aisle, a son to visit an elderly mother who lost her own. The actors prepare in advance, learn the family history, and stay in character through years of repeat engagements. The service sounds bizarre until you understand what it solves. Japan has experienced rapid family fragmentation over the past several decades. Elderly parents who outlived their spouses, adult children working in distant cities. The traditional family structure that supported emotional ceremonies has collapsed faster than alternative support systems emerged to replace it. Family romance fills that gap with structured human presence. The actor isn't a therapist. They're a stand-in for a relationship that should have existed, but doesn't. Clients often book the same actor for years, building genuine bonds. The grandfather who attends your wedding becomes the only grandfather your child will ever know. What the company actually provides is dignity during moments that would otherwise be marked by absence. Japan treated these gaps as solvable problems with practical interventions.
And now you have employment for years.
Right. Correct.
So you're also helping people who can't work elsewhere or have been retired but still would like to supplement their income get more money. That's actually brilliant. That's actually pretty
Form of
brilliant.
caregiver. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a form of caregiver. Right.
yeah. That is really quite awesome. I like it. And it helps build more community, even if you, like, like how I had to break away from my mom's side of the family and most of my dad's side.
Right.
I actually kind of think that's a brilliant freaking idea. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on to the next.
Number 11. The cafe where disabled people work remotely. Tokyo's
Okay,
Dawn
wait, what?
Avatar. Robot Cafe is staffed by robots called Oriheim D, each operated in real time by a person with a severe physical disability working from home.
D,
The robot moves.
we need this.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
We need this. This is how you employ people
Uh-huh.
who are still mentally capable, but not physically capable.
Right.
Oh my God, I wouldn't have to go on disability. That would be
Nope.
awesome. And oh, people like my daughter with anxiety. Oh, it'd be
Mm-hmm.
perfect. Oh my God, something like this would be perfect in America. Every city. And I could work from here in a city like Louisville or Nashville because it's remote operated. That is awesome. Japan's really ahead of the game when it comes to utilizing all of their
Yes.
society.
Yes, they are.
Oh my God. See, this is the kind of thing that I wish we had. I really do. But then again, in our luck, they'd send it to India because it'd be cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna hit play.
Moves between tables, takes orders, delivers food, and chats with customers. The person behind it controls everything through eye tracking or simple keyboard inputs. These aren't volunteers performing therapeutic work. They're paid employees, earning real wages, doing real labor. The robot is the physical interface that lets them participate in employment they would otherwise have been completely excluded from. People with ALS, severe spinal injuries, or other conditions that make leaving home impossible now have an actual job to go to. The customer
I would
experience is
love
unlike
that.
any other cafe in the world. The robot's voice is the worker's voice. Their personality comes through. Regular customers form genuine relationships with workers they've never physically met. What makes this exceptional is the inversion of how disability employment usually works. Most countries treat it as charity with simplified
Yep.
tasks. Japan looked at the actual barrier and engineered around it. The robot didn't reduce expectations, it eliminated the
That's
physical
about the only time I
requirement.
can see using a bot.
Number 10.
And not that AI shit that we see in the robots that are basically replacing people. I say add them to the workforce in its own thing, but that's if they literally just advertised it as disabled people only apply, no able body, go work somewhere else, that would be really awesome. The savings box that can't open. Have
A
they heard
little
of
bit, babe. Why?
Saw?
Yeah. What?
Go ahead.
Um. Oh, hold on, crazy bee. You're gonna what, baby? Okay, honey. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that'd be good. They're in the refrigerator. Okay. So you teach your children young, and they're able to make you lunch, right?
Hey, that's an awesome perk.
And yeah, and I found one of the backpacks, by the way. They're $109. But
That's not bad.
you think about it, that's a 2 years worth of you know, costs that you have,
Yeah, and it just lasts until
right?
wow.
So they claim they're what, in 6th grade. I wonder what happens then. Are they allowed to get a new one, or do they
Well,
get
no, because I
a
think the
different?
schooling goes to high school at that point, and then I don't know if they carry books or not. But I mean, as
Well,
long
they
as
go
it
to yeah.
fits, take it.
Well, they go to 6th grade. So what happens when they go to 6th grade?
I don't know.
Is
I
my
know their
question.
schooling goes
Right?
up, but to primary um, type
Yeah.
school, and then I don't know how it goes from there. So
There you go.
okay, I'll make sure that's
hundred
in
nine
the
dollars.
yep,
Yeah,
I'll make sure that's in
in
the
the description.
description.
Okay, so
All right. Now, as for this box that you can't open, I have hammers and saws. I guarantee I can open, but I like the concept to teach kids they can't open it early. I like that. But let's see
right,
how they
and I
make it.
didn't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm just curious about it in general. So go ahead.
Okay.
10. The savings box you can't open. Japanese banks promote a savings device called the Kuzuko Tabako, the breakable bank. It's a sealed ceramic container with a coin slot. You deposit coins or small bills inside. You cannot retrieve the money without physically breaking the container. The savings only emerge when the box is full. This sounds primitive until you observe what it actually does. The friction of breaking the box prevents impulsive spending of the savings inside. Customers who
I've
can't
seen
access their
those.
own money.
Actually, I was looking at that for my kids when they were little. I was looking at very similar ones, but you're looking well, this was 10 years ago ish. They were about $50 each. I know you can get these in America, so I'll see if I can find a
Mm-hmm.
link to them and I'll drop it in the
Okay.
description.
Okay.
Simply continue saving. because the path of least resistance is depositing more. By the time the box is full, often years later, the saver has accumulated substantially more than they would have in any digital account. The Kuzuko tobacco has been part of Japanese household finance for centuries, and modern banks now sell electronic versions that mimic the same friction. Accounts that can only be accessed after a 30-day delay. The mechanism is always the same. Make the wrong decision harder than the right one. What this reveals is that Japanese financial culture treats money problems as design problems rather than willpower problems. Number 9. The temperature-controlled vending machine for fresh food. Beyond the
Oh, I've heard
well-known
about
drink vending
those.
machines, Japan has developed a category of fresh food vending machine that operates at multiple temperature zones simultaneously. The same machine can dispense hot grilled chicken, cold rice balls, room temperature snacks, and frozen ice cream, all from compartments calibrated independently. What this enables is 24-hour access to genuinely fresh food in areas where staffed shops can't economically operate. Train station platforms, rural roads, office building basements, hospital corridors at 3 in the morning. The machine becomes a small restaurant that never closes. The freshness is maintained through aggressive turnover. Items get rotated multiple times per day. Machines connect to central inventory systems that track what's selling and adjust restocking dynamically. A salaryman walking through Shinjuku Station at 6 a.m. can buy a chicken bento prepared that same morning with restaurant-level quality from a machine. Workers eat better. Late-night travelers have real food. Rural areas that couldn't sustain a convenience store still get fresh meals. Most countries still treat vending machines as a category for sugar water and chips. Number 8. The train line that delivers freight between passengers. Certain Japanese commuter rail lines operate a hybrid system where passenger trains carry small freight compartments in specifically designated cars during off-peak hours. Local businesses ship goods between cities using the same trains that carry workers at a fraction of trucking costs, with delivery times that beat dedicated freight networks. The system makes use of capacity that already exists. A passenger train running between Tokyo and Osaka has cargo space available regardless. Putting freight in that space means the train earns revenue twice from the same trip, while reducing truck traffic on the highways between the cities. What this required was the regulatory imagination to mix passenger and freight services in ways most countries consider incompatible. American rail networks operate dedicated passenger and freight systems that often share tracks but never share trains. Japan integrated them, and the integration produced efficiencies pure separation never achieved. Small businesses can ship affordably. Large businesses get faster delivery. The rail company captures revenue from freight that would otherwise have moved by truck. The environment benefits. One regulatory decision opened up an entire category of economic activity. Number 7. The forest prescription. A practice now formally recognized in Japanese healthcare called Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing, allows physicians to prescribe time in certified forest environments for patients with stress-related conditions, hypertension, sleep disorders, and depression. Insurance covers the prescriptions. Trained guides lead patients through specific protocols designed to maximize therapeutic exposure. The science behind this isn't soft. Japanese researchers have spent 40 years measuring exactly what forest environments do to human physiology. Phytoncides released by certain tree species directly boost natural killer cell activity in the immune system. Specific patterns of natural sound reduce cortisol within 15 minutes. Visual exposure to fractal patterns in leaves and branches lowers blood pressure measurably. What Japan built around this research was infrastructure. Certified therapeutic trails, trained guides who learn the protocols, healthcare integration that treats forest visits as legitimate medical interventions, insurance recognition that pays for the prescriptions like medication. The whole apparatus exists because the country decided that the documented effects of nature counted, and the country built systems to deliver those effects at scale to patients who needed them. Most countries still treat nature as decoration, a nice place for vacation, optional.
I like nature, and when we lived in Michigan, there was a couple little nature parks in the Detroit area where you could go walk around. They had little paths and stuff, butterfly gardens, stuff like that. Um, my kids used to go to them all the time. I don't know if your area has those where they're like in the city, like it's not a standard park. Have you seen those in your area? Uh oh. Did we lose D? D?
Here,
Oh, I was
I'm here.
asking. I was asking a
Yeah,
question.
hold on a minute. Let
Okay.
me hold on. Let me fix this. Wait, it's coming off my ear again. Son of a gun. I got these new, I guess they're earbuds. Hold on. With rubber uh
The grips that hold
over
over
the
the
ear.
ear.
Yes, but it's not sturdy rubber. It's extremely flexible and they keep falling off my ear.
Ah.
Okay, so all right. So your question was, there we go. Now they're in. Go ahead.
Okay, so these and my when we were in Michigan, we had like these little nature reserves right in the middle of the city. They had
Right.
like the walking paths, butterfly
Yes.
gardens, different things.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have those in your area, in the
Yes.
cities?
And they actually, believe it or not, put them walking paths near the jail, which I find amusing. I don't know why. I just think it's nice because it goes down along the river.
Uh huh.
So they have we have a lot of areas. There's, Point State Park. I mean, there's a lot of areas to go into. Even the major, like the city county building, has beautiful trees and they have big planters. They have in the courthouse area. We used to go and eat lunch in the courthouse. What would you call it? Like
Courtyard.
it was a set, yeah, courtyard. Thank you, courtyard in the courthouse. So it had trees, benches, water, little water fountain, bird baths, that kind of thing. So they did
Okay.
do a very nice job in that respect.
The one
Now,
we
in
used
any
to.
of,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say the one we used to go to is basically a section of woods, like 2 or 3 acres of woods, just
Uh huh.
left in the city, and
Uh
there
huh.
were there were deer in there, and I'll never forget. My daughter and my nephew were running ahead of me, and I saw a fawn under the brush, and I knew mom had to be nearby. And then out of the corner of
Right.
my eye, no kidding, doe comes bounding towards the path. I screamed, freeze! And I mean, everybody there just froze. This big old doe had to have been about 180-pound doe bounds across
Wow.
the walk path, missing my kid, my daughter's head by like 3 foot. Jumped like over the thing, missing her. The deer was a little bit ahead of her, but if my daughter had kept running, she would have been plowed over by
Right.
a doe. And
Right.
it's like, so by me screaming freeze, nobody got hit by a deer.
Moved. Right. Yeah, we had at the building that we built near the airport. I mean, we had huge acreage. The building was absolutely huge, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous place.
Mm-hmm.
Picnic tables everywhere. I could sit in my office and watch uh, deer,
Mm-hmm.
a herd of deer just come up, and everybody would just stop and we'd be mesmerized, even with the turkeys. There
Yes.
were rabbits and squirrels. I mean, that kind of stuff, even here at the house. I mean, you name it, I have it. I have every kind of bird is here. I
Mm-hmm.
have two different kind of woodpeckers, the owl. He's the only bird that I've never seen that
But
is
you
hidden
hear
in
him.
deep in the woods. Yeah, you hear them at nighttime. The mourning doves, the cardinals, the all of it.
Uh-huh.
I think that nature, I think it makes a difference, and I think it has a calming effect on people. That if
I
they could
I agree.
see that, yeah, if they could see that or have that, I think it makes a difference in uh
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk over Crazy Bee, so if I can't see the product, I
Oh, it's
just want to
okay.
make sure he's okay. He's trying to make me lunch, and I don't want him walking
Yeah.
4 rooms over with hot food. So
No, I absolutely get it.
yeah,
But
or maybe
like,
I'll take the tablet with me because I could eat over there. So go ahead.
but I was
Um,
gonna say
but
when we lived on the family land for 6 months, well, in trying
yeah,
to find a place to stay down here, um,
yeah,
even though we had no running water, electricity, or any of that good stuff, I think my
right,
kids were better. Even though my
yes,
daughter prefers the city, I've noticed that the behavior is,
Ooh,
she's
yeah.
good, but
When
she's more
Sorry,
withdrawn.
I kind of missed
But
it's
she
okay.
overall is
Well,
doing much better in the country than she ever did in the city, even though she will not
right,
acknowledge that.
right.
She
When
just misses
Moment
her
plays, I
Starbucks.
yes, I've been delivered food. Give me a kiss, please.
Aw.
Thank you. I have what did you make ramen with an egg and chili flakes?
Yeah, I kind of missed the jelly flakes.
What is there too many in? Is it going to be way hot or what? It's going to be hot. Oh fudge. Okay, that's
Uh,
okay. I love you. Thank you, baby. Good job.
he is
Very
so
proud of you.
precious.
Yes.
You know how I did.
No.
So that's what I did. So like I scrambled it like around to make it like scrambled eggs.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll give it a try. Thank you, baby. I love you. Hmm. I might have
Aw.
them move in. You know that.
Yeah, there you
I could
go.
get I could get used to this. Service in bed. What what more could you a woman ask for, right? Oh wow. He you should see the bowl. He tried to it's filled with chili, hot red pepper flakes, all surrounding the bowl. He did get a little carried away. That's funny.
Yeah, scrape off what you can.
Uh, is that going to be pick up a noodle and and wipe it off? Is that what we're going for?
Hey, it's the thought that counts, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am, it is. We'll choke it down. So if I can't talk for the next 10 minutes, you'll know why.
It's
Oh,
burning.
fudge.
It's burning. It's
Yes,
burning.
yes. But
uh,
yeah, I think it's a really good idea to have.
mm-hmm.
I think it keeps your employees calmed down. If
Yes.
they're able to go out and access it, uh, if
Lunches
they
are better
even,
outside, anyways,
yes,
my personal
right.
opinion.
Even if it's just a small area, if you can't go out and actually walk, take a 10-15 minute walk,
Mm-hmm.
just be able to put them outside, with picnic tables conveniently placed. It's better than being stuck indoors.
And even if, let's say, they can't go outside, just having something to look at.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's school had a little nature thing where they had a duck pond and stuff where the
Oh,
kids used to be able to watch the ducks from the time they were eggs to the time they flew off.
what the
So
hell? Hold on, there's a spider in the bed.
oh, okay. You can keep him. I
Uh-huh.
don't want it.
I know. And oh my gosh, the the noodles are. I don't know if I can do this, Crazy Bee. How do I?
Very
Oh
carefully.
shit! My God,
Way
it's
too hot.
bad. Between my mouth burning and my sinuses opening up. Ooh, girl.
Uh, well, since the allergy medicine didn't work.
For real, right? We've been complaining about the allergy meds not working. Yeah, okay, take a spoonful of hot red pepper flakes and we guarantee you that that will open up your sinuses, right?
Oh, yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Woo!
Lordy, feeling that one, huh?
Oh, Lord. Oh, that's just the first bite. I'm kind of afraid to take a second one.
Well, maybe it's
Oh,
all on top
okay.
and not throughout.
And maybe not inside it. Okay, we'll go for bite number two. While you play the next video, we'll try not to scream. Wow.
recreational, separate from medicine. Japan integrated nature into the formal healing system, recognizing that the trees were already producing real medicine and that the only innovation required was acknowledging it. Forests became hospitals. The hospitals had no walls, no waiting rooms, no fluorescent lights, just air, sound, and pattern delivered for free by trees that were already growing there. Number 6. The bank that acts as a social worker. Several regional Japanese banks operate a service called Mimamori Yokin, watching over savings, in which the bank monitors elderly customers' accounts for unusual patterns and alerts
Okay.
family members
That's a
or
good
social
idea.
services
That
when something
is.
seems wrong. A customer who
That would
normally
also,
withdraws 10,000
Oh, let
yen
me pause
weekly
it.
suddenly.
Go ahead.
yeah, that would also be good for the disabled. Uh, and I could
Uh-huh.
also see that being good for maybe anybody under the age of 18, perhaps.
As a learning account. Yes.
Uh-huh, exactly.
I
And
like
even for
it.
those people that struggle uh with being able to save.
Compulsive spenders, gamblers,
Yes,
alert
gamblers.
family to
Yep.
the, hey, wait a
Uh-huh.
second, this person is
Right.
not just casual gambling, it's becoming a problem. Because again, as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
yes, you're an adult, but family intervention when it comes to addiction is a big thing. And but I
Yep.
get there's a lot of people, gambling's not addictive. Oh yes, the hell it is.
Yes, it is.
It is a massive problem. And I live by a horse racetrack.
Okay.
I'm not far from a few of them. And actually, there's
Mm-hmm.
like 3 or 4 of them in my area. And then you have all your little slot machines and your scratch offs and stuff like that. Oh, trust me, I have seen people, they will drop their, other than their bills, they will bypass food, medicine, and everything else trying to earn more
Yep.
money, and they end up
Gamble.
losing more
Yeah.
than they ever make.
Yeah. When we vacationed in Vegas, well, I was there for a conference, and then Eric flew in and we spent 4 days in Vegas. I went downstairs to get us drinks, okay? And between the room and the elevator and the little store that was there to purchase the drinks, I dropped $75
Mm-hmm.
in the slot machine, just and got nothing out of it.
Yep. That is why Nevada
Very
has no
easy.
state tax.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't need it when
It what
everybody else is just giving them
uh-huh.
money.
Okay, if we can't eat it, what do we do with it? Throw it in the garbage can and tell them
Just
we
set it
did?
as, hide it down in the corner until later.
It is it is let's just say it's infused with hot red pepper flakes. I mean, we're talking about there's not one noodle that doesn't have a flake on it.
He tried.
He tried. He did. He tried.
I would just
I
kind of
give him
tuck
a
it
lot of
down on the
credit.
floor alongside the bed or something and
Yes.
don't draw
Oh no,
attention
I'll
to it.
right. I'll put it in the trash can underneath. I have another bag in here. Ah, fudge. He did a good job though. He would have been good without. And plus, the other thing he does is he doesn't like the broth, so I didn't get any broth with it, which would have helped
Oh,
dissipate
it's,
some of it.
yeah.
Yes.
I only do a
So I
little bit
got,
of broth. I'm talking like less than half a cup. Like we're talking a quarter cup of
oh,
broth in my noodles. But that's me.
okay. You
I
know
get
what
it
though?
though.
What's funny is my nose is running terribly. It's funny.
Oh, my ex mother in law, when it comes to the ramen, it just triggered a memory. She used to add salt and pepper to the already salty
Oh
ramen.
my gosh,
I
you're
don't,
kidding.
yeah,
Salt on top. Oh my lord.
on
Oh,
top of the
but
seasoning
that's
packet. Salt and pepper on top of the seasoning
uh,
packet. Yes.
okay.
I'm like, can I check your blood pressure, please?
Really, for real. Ugh.
But back
Okay,
to
now that we have the sniffles, I'm sorry, people, but I can't. This is crazy.
it's too funny.
Okay, then.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I'm laughing about it, but it's adorable and funny at the same time.
exactly. Ah, yeah,
Oh,
I mean, how long have you and I been complaining about stuffed sinuses and we can't breathe and stuff, right?
a very long time.
Yes. Or since since winter time,
Yeah,
since
I've
the
got
furnaces
year-round
turned on, right?
allergies.
Yeah,
Well,
right,
mine being year-round, not even seasonal, is my
right,
issue. And I've been on all the meds. My allergies are just that bad that none of the meds work no matter
right,
what we do. But yeah,
right.
hot shower and spice definitely will help clear out your sinuses.
Whew. Alrighty then.
Okay.
All right, what do we got next? Hmm,
Well, I think they're going to talk a little bit more about this, but we'll see.
okay.
Withdraws 100,000. The bank flags it. A welfare check follows. The system catches financial scams targeting elderly customers,
I
signs
like
of
that.
dementia affecting financial
We need
decisions,
that
and
because of all the people
isolation
from
related
India scamming
emergencies
Americans.
before they become
Uh-huh.
catastrophes. The bank's role expanded from transaction processor to community guardian without anyone needing to formalize the transition. Tellers know they're regular customers. They notice when something changes. What this represents is a fundamentally different theory of what a bank is for. Most countries treat banking as a pure transactional service,
Yup.
with banks deliberately avoiding any responsibility beyond moving money. Japan reframed the bank as part of the community infrastructure that takes care of vulnerable people, particularly elderly customers who increasingly live alone and rely on financial institutions as their primary regular human contact. The cost to the bank of maintaining this watching service is minimal. The benefit to elderly customers and their distant families is profound. Adult children working in Tokyo know that their parents' bank in a rural prefecture is keeping an eye on things. Scammers find Japan a hostile environment for elder fraud because the bank itself is paying attention. The whole financial system absorbed a small protective responsibility, and the country became safer for its most vulnerable
I
members.
like that.
Number
Yes.
5. The neighborhood
Now
without a
I will
trash day.
also say,
In
if you pause, Crazy B,
Yep.
our bank uh that we're at, Eric has been there. We've been there since he was 15, well, actually 12, when he had his paper route. And so we've had the same bank. They have been bought out by a bigger bank, obviously, as all the little local community banks are.
Uh-huh.
But as big as they have gotten, the one thing I can say is they have provided for somebody like me that is unable to get into the bank on a regular, well, I haven't been out to the bank and I can't tell you how long,
Uh-huh.
but anything that I need, they're able to get. If I need a new debit card, if I need, I call them at least twice a week to move money around.
Yeah.
Put money here, put money there. I need you to do this transaction, that transaction. That makes a huge difference.
Oh, I
And I
bet.
would hope that, yeah, I can't see that occurring in our larger banks uh, here in the city.
Yeah, they mostly
It
couldn't
just
give a
wouldn't
shit.
happen. Yeah, it just wouldn't happen. You would never get the same, I know everything about every single teller, their kids. I know that, one of the girls, I know that she sponsors, kids from other countries. I mean, it's just a nice environment to have. If I happen to go over or under my account, I'll get a phone call saying, "Hey D, you're overdrawn," or "Did you know that this check didn't clear?" or something like that. So it makes a huge
Mm-hmm.
difference, and I hope that that's able to continue uh, as you get older, so that this type of program does protect your elderly relatives. So I like
Mm-hmm.
it. I think it's a good idea.
What I like about the bank we use, because we use Chime, it's completely online. There
Okay.
are no physical buildings. The app that you use, you can set up flags and notifications. So every time I spend money, I get a notification saying, hey, this company just took out this much from your account. Okay, that's what it
Okay.
should be. So and so just sent you money. Awesome.
Okay.
We get those notifications right on our phone. And
Well, how is it? How is it that how do you deposit a check, say, that you receive?
there are certain ATMs. Well, actually, almost any ATM you can do this, but there are you just go to an ATM to deposit cash or a check. And actually, with Chime, you
Okay.
could just take a picture of the check, and it will go from there too.
I see. Well,
There's a
that
few
that makes it
options.
even more. Yeah, that makes it even more convenient if you can snap a picture of it.
Yes, and then you'd wait two, three
Okay.
days, and the money's cleared, and boom, there you go.
Uh-huh.
Even if you
Right.
deposit the check at the ATM, it's going to take a few days.
Right.
But yeah. So, and well,
Yeah,
again,
that
when you
was
have direct pay, a direct
right.
deposit from work, usually it's early or on time. I mean, we get it on
Right.
like paydays are usually Fridays, but we get our
Okay.
Danny's check and Buddy's checks usually come on by Wednesday midnight.
Okay.
So, yeah, I it's a
So
decent
you
one if
have
you don't got the.
access,
Go
right.
ahead.
So you have access to the money. So you have access to the money then.
Yes,
Okay.
but it
That
will
makes it
notify us,
easy.
hey, your work sent the money over. This is how much your check is going to be, and then you just wait for it to clear. And it usually gives you a
Right.
time
Right.
frame. Danny gets like
Right.
a 2 hour window. Hey, it should clear in this time frame.
Right.
And so, yeah, you can set all that up. Especially for fraud, it's so easy to report fraudulent things. Lost and stolen cards are actually free replacements. Um,
Right.
so yeah, not too bad. I can't complain about Chime, other than they don't have a loan program. I wish they had loan programs.
Oh, yours looks nice. Very good job, baby.
Who's yours?
I ate it all. I put the bowl in there. It was very hot. Crazy Bee will tell you how hot it was. It was
Mm-hmm.
so hot that
Try a piece of food.
one moment please while I tried one of Jay's noodles. Oh, you put salt on it? You put salt on it, didn't you? It's a little bit strong. Okay.
Love you.
I love you too. Thank you, baby. Oh, Jay, that is so salty. Just that he gave me a piece, probably the half the size of your baby fingernail,
Uh-huh.
a noodle, and it is so salty. Ooh, I got to do something about him and the salt.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, that's funny that you said that about your mother-in-law, and then
He goes and does it.
he does the same thing. That's funny.
Uh,
Oh
kids are
heck,
great.
yeah. But yeah, I think this is all a good idea for the elderly.
Mm-hmm. Now this is residential areas without trash pickup. So let's see how they handle that.
Okay.
In many
Okay.
Japanese residential areas, a system called Gomi Suteba distributed waste collection points within walking distance of every home. Residents bring their trash directly to designated spots on specific days, pre sorted into multiple precise categories. The categories are stringent: burnable, non burnable, PET bottles, cans, paper, glass, and several more. What this replaces is the curbside collection that defines most Western cities. No trucks rumbling through quiet streets at dawn. No bags accumulating in front of houses overnight. No animals tearing through plastic. The trash arrives at the collection point already sorted, contained, ready for efficient processing. Recycling rates in neighborhoods using Gomi Suteba exceed 80%. American cities with single stream curbside recycling typically achieve 30% at best, with massive contamination that often sends entire batches to landfills anyway. The Japanese system requires more effort from residents and produces dramatically less work for the community overall. Every yen of additional citizen effort saves multiple yen in municipal cost. The system works because Japanese neighborhoods agreed collectively to maintain it. Each new resident learns the schedule and the sorting rules. The collection point itself stays clean because residents take pride in their neighborhood appearance. The whole infrastructure of waste management operates with less truck traffic, less noise, less environmental damage, and less municipal expense. Most countries chose convenience over effectiveness and have been paying for that trade ever since in
Uh
landfill
huh.
volume, climate
Most
impact, and
definitely.
budget strain.
Stop there, Crazy B.
Yes.
I don't know how true what I'm about to say is, but I have often heard that many recyclables do not make it to
Yep.
where
Most
they
will
should.
not. Yeah.
Right.
That is
So
very
that your
accurate.
plastic, yeah, so that your plastics will end up in the same landfill as the garbage does, that
Yep.
they don't go to a recycling site, and that uh, the claims are made that recycling of materials is so cost prohibitive here that
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty much not done. They do it, but
Not on the scale
uh,
they should.
hmm right.
And
Like
I
the
will
biggest
say,
ones.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I've seen and I've worked in grocery stores. You know those ones where they have the where you can put like paper on one side, plastic on the other, and it's just one big
Yes,
trash can in it.
yes. Mhm,
It's an illusion to make you think you're doing something when you're
mhm,
not, because people are too
mhm,
lazy to put two trash cans in there and actually sort
mhm.
it. So
Right,
yeah, and that's again, it's a company thing, not a low down on the list of employees thing. It's the company decided they aren't going to put two trash cans there, even though it's
right,
designed for two. So,
right.
mm-hmm.
No, we have it's mandated by the township to recycle,
Yes,
and they have a list of rules like all the cans have to be rinsed out,
mm-hmm.
the bottles, all of that. And I often wonder, by the time and the amount of energy that it takes to actually clean a potential recyclable, right? The amount of water that's used to clean out, say, a tomato paste can or tomato sauce can or something with,
Mm-hmm.
sticky or something that's harder to clean. Is it worth it? Does
I don't
it,
know. I mean,
because you're wasting the energy in water, you know what I
well, what
mean?
I would
And
be
in
doing,
electricity.
I would treat it like doing the dishes. One side of the sink just has
Hmm.
water, and you use like a bottle brush or something to scrub it out, and then
Right,
rinse like you would dishes really quick, get them all rinsed off. You're not
right,
trying to eat off of them, so that's all that
right,
matters. And then toss them, so that way you're not running water and rinsing it out as you're scrubbing it. I would let them
right.
soak in the water and break all that stuff off
Yeah,
before I would go ahead and do anything with it.
right. Yeah, you need to think about how what your energy costs are, and how you're expending that energy. I
Mm-hmm.
think uh, of what makes sense. Perhaps you leave things like you said either to soak or to set aside and put all of it together to soak and then and do it all in one batch kind of thing.
Uh huh.
But uh, I mean, you cannot believe the amount of recyclables that Eric and I have in a week. It blows my mind how much we have,
Yeah.
how much we actually, and that's just him and I. And I would tell you, we really don't use, like, I don't think we use a lot, but there is a lot, if that statement makes any type of sense. Okay? We
Yeah.
don't use a lot of product, but there is a lot come the end of the week. There's
And
at least a
see,
bag and a half of recyclable trash to be taken out.
And
every week.
we don't do that. Like we reuse. Like if Danny buys a small tea bottle to have a drink at
Mm-hmm.
work, he reuses that. Oh, like he'll
Mm-hmm.
refill it with tea, he'll wash it out, put chocolate milk in it, whatever. We reuse it till you can't use it no more. I'll buy a 20-ounce
Right.
soda and I'll just refill it with 2 liters or cans. Or I prefer 2 liters
Mm-hmm.
so we have less cans laying around. Um, we
Mm-hmm.
buy gallons of water instead of the water bottles. We're
Right.
trying to, and then again, we'll use the jugs to make sun tea, sweet tea, Kool-Aid. We try to use as much as we can as to its fullest. So we're not having the problem of now it's going to a landfill. I mean, yeah, we get a lot of
Right.
2 liter bottles. I can start using those to make mini greenhouses to plant little plants in. But the problem with
Right.
that is I got to get cooperation from the kids to wash them, help cut them, and then we got to put the soil
Right.
in and all that. It's something I could see doing if we all like move down to the property or something, or if I'm
Right.
even
Right.
down there part time
Yeah.
and I just need their help for this. And
Right.
then you just
Like you
reuse
you would
those
use.
2 liters
Yeah.
until they are
Right.
no longer reused. You reuse those
Right.
until you can't. And see, that's how we are. Cardboard boxes, we keep those. You know why? Because Buddy goes out on the porch and he's working on this or working on that. We need to fix this, fix that. So we put
Yep.
cardboard boxes down.
Yep.
When it was raining really hard and we had to still work on the scooter, we brought that in, put it on a bunch of cardboard boxes, and worked on it from there. I mean,
Right.
we don't get rid of a lot until it is absolutely unusable.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always been that way. I have been that person. My mom's like used to call me a hoarder, and it's like, actually, no. I'm reusing this stuff so it doesn't destroy a landfill. And it's not like, you can't walk through the house. It's never been that bad. Okay. I'm going to be very
Mm-hmm.
honest. I do have a stack of cardboard boxes in the corner of the living room, but they're broke down and stacked neatly.
Mm-hmm.
When I have like the plastic bottles, they are put in a bag in a corner after they've already been rinsed out so they don't attract bugs. We keep glass jars, the glass spaghetti jars and stuff, to put the grease in. So, you're not putting it necessarily directly in a trash bag because, again, people reuse grease. Once it's,
Right.
all the solid stuff comes to the top, you scrape it off and you can reuse the liquid underneath. Or you keep what they call rendering it until you get all
Yeah.
the debris and stuff out and you have reusable grease. And,
Right.
unfortunately, I have not taught my daughter how to do that. So we just have a bunch of jars of grease under the sink that it's probably going to have to throw away
Well,
because it's gone bad.
yeah. But
But
it's still, you're reusing it to do something. You're not getting out a new jar or a new bottle or, a
yes,
new trash bag or
I used
something.
to use the
I mean,
spaghetti
yeah.
jars to make candles when I was making
Yes.
candles.
Mm-hmm.
Baby food
Yep.
jars to hold bolts and nuts and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yep.
can reuse so much, but people are
The
lazy
baby
and
food.
they just buy
Yeah.
more.
The on the jars and the baby food jars and the jars. Eric and I did for his dad on his basement.
Mm-hmm.
Eric made shelves and we stained the shelves actually, and then you take the lids to the jar and you hammer them into the wood, and
Yep.
then you put your nuts or bolts or whatever and you screw them in,
Yep.
and they're up and off of the surface
Wherever
that,
they are.
the working service that you
Uh
wanted to
huh.
do.
And
Um,
I'll save pill bottles for stuff like that
yes,
too.
yep,
My
yep,
daughter thinks I'm
pins,
crazy. I have
needles,
hundreds
yep,
of pill bottles sitting in
hmm
a bag with, I got to pull the labels off, shred the labels.
right,
But yeah, no, I'm one. I will keep this kind of stuff. Okay, I got to go on the road. I can't take the daily pill container. I have an empty pill
right,
bottle. Pop, there,
yes,
throw it in my purse. Pill bottles can
yep,
also be used for mini first aid kits, some Neosporin and some band
yes,
aids,
yep.
a tourniquet,
Put your buttons, yes,
aspirin, sewing,
your
sewing
needles, yes,
needles.
your butt.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and
all of that.
people are like, they just throw this stuff out and it goes to landfills.
Right. Yes.
I don't even throw out my old meds. I keep them in the bottle with the label and I toss them in a bag because if I need to go back to it one day, or let's say the world ends, I know those worked in the past, I can go back to them.
Right.
If I don't
Correct.
get to use my full amount in a month, for some reason, because of flu or something, I put those extra pills together in a bottle and
Mm-hmm.
build them up for emergency.
Yep.
And that way I'm
Yes.
not wasting either. Um,
Correct.
I mean, this is just, for me, it's common sense. I do this.
Right.
My mom called it hoarding.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference. I'm not keeping empty cereal boxes. Well, actually, sometimes I do because we use them as really good dustpans and they are great for arts and crafts. But most of them
Mm-hmm.
get thrown out. I throw out, we do still throw out a lot of things, even though we save so much. It's
Mm-hmm.
like mostly we just throw away the Walmart bags, even though I keep a stash of those around too, because they are
Yeah, I
great
use
for small
for
things.
a lot of things. I mean, I use them for the small garbage cans. I
Uh
use
huh.
them to put over brooms,
Mm
to sweep up dirt that, you can put them over your feet if necessary
hmm.
to,
They put them
not
on this
track
bike
in
seat.
things. Yeah.
The bike
Yeah.
seat's so torn up, they actually have tied grocery bags to the bike
Mm-hmm.
seat. If it's raining, you have now a seat protector. I used to do
Right.
it all the time. I mean, like, people really just don't realize how much they waste. And I sit back and I think, damn, how much have I saved over the years that I haven't
Exactly.
thrown out? We use
Right.
cardboard to space out. Like, we needed to put the magnet gun mounts to my desk, but the screws were too
Mm-hmm.
long. So we cut up cardboard and used it as spacers to put the screws in enough, but not all the way through the desk.
Right.
It's like, why do more people not do this kind of stuff has always been beyond me. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we've used the egg crates, the little the cardboard ones
For
and even the
to
styrofoam ones
grow, yes, to grow
to
your
grow plants.
fruits, vegetables,
Yes,
flowers. Yep.
plant starters. And they are
Yep.
perfect because they're compostable. The cardboard ones in particular, you just stick the whole damn thing in the ground and it composts.
Yes.
Well, you're right at it.
Yep.
And like we've talked about
Yes,
how I do
ma'am.
composting. I've done composting in the past. Big old Rubbermaid tote with a hinged lid, and you just
Mm-hmm.
throw a little bit of soil, some worms, and all the food. I've thrown the dog poop from the yard because it's a fertilizer. My mom thought it was
Mm-hmm.
disgusting, but it's like, what do you think they spray on the crops?
Right.
I mean, you just, as long as your dog's not sick and stuff, throw it in the compost bin. It will break everything down and you will have great soil. Ash from burning wood and paper that you
Yes.
can't recycle anymore. You burn this stuff, you put the ash in with the composting, it is phosphorus.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah, people really, they could do so much more to save the planet than they actually do,
Right.
especially the paper
But
straw bullshit. Not
yeah,
needed.
I don't think we do a good job in uh providing information on it. You'll hear recycle, 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 but they don't provide you with here's what to do.
Here, I believe
So
in
when I think
reduce, reuse,
yes,
recycle.
yes.
All three R's.
So so when I think of what's her face, the one that screaming Greta Thunberg, I believe
Yes,
her name is. When I
that
think
one.
about her and all her bitching that she did, I don't recall ever one time her saying what we could do to reduce climate change, what we could do to
No,
reduce.
they're never going to do
Yeah,
that. You know why? It's just throw money in it. And
yeah,
how many times have you heard me say, oh, we
yeah.
would need to reduce the carbon? Plant more freaking trees. Get some kelp.
Planting
Start an
trees.
algae
Yeah,
pond.
exactly.
Quit giving me
Right.
this BS about we got to cut back on
Hmm.
cars. Motherfuckers, grow some trees.
Right. Yeah, make it make sense. It doesn't. she, uh, you know, the left wingers or whatever,
Uh-huh.
right wingers, whatever crazy wingers about the climate. They did a poor job in information.
No,
Even what's
that
his
was on
face? The
purpose. It's actually
Yeah,
on
the
purpose.
senator. Yeah, the presidential candidate. The
Dan Al
Oh, what the
Gore.
hell's his
Al
name?
Gore.
Yeah,
Al
Al
Gore.
Gore. He's still out and about. You know,
Driving me nuts. Can't
yeah,
stand him.
driving people crazy, saying this, that, and the other thing. And I
The
don't think
ice
I've
caps
ever
are
once heard him.
melting.
Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah.
Duh. That's what
Yeah.
happens. Ice melts.
Right. Right.
But but I'll still hold to. They do this on purpose. They all scream and want it to be somebody else to fix it instead of doing the
Yes.
work themselves. You don't hear me screaming about climate change. You don't.
No.
I've talked about it only a handful of times how much we recycle here and reuse.
Right.
And like again, I will use Rubbermaid totes and I'll wash Ziploc bags. I will
Hmm.
reuse Ziploc bags. My kids, not so much. They tend to throw it away and I get very aggravated. I will reuse Ziploc bags. Wash them, reuse them. Wash them,
Right.
reuse them. My dad does. I've been doing this like my whole life. That's why we don't bitch about
Hmm.
climate change. We're doing our part. Are you? Is what
Right.
I always say.
Right.
So, yes, that's why when it comes to recycling, it's a joke in the system because it's just throw money at it, but then don't actually do it because it's a money
Right.
laundering scheme by our government, like everything else they put
Yes, it
together.
is. Absolutely.
They do just enough to not raise red flags.
Uh-huh.
So,
Exactly. Yep.
anyways, rant on that, done. um, Now let's see what this one is. It's a school one.
Number
A
Okay.
3.
school
The
that
school
walks
that walks
itself.
itself. Japanese elementary schools.
Wait, are these those schools where they go and learn in the community instead of in the buildings?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Let's find out because I love those. I like those schools. Those are the best schools.
Require children to walk to school in organized neighborhood groups called
Oh,
Todan, the commute group.
that's a smart
Older
way.
students lead, younger students follow. Volunteer adults stationed along the route watch over the procession. No buses, no parents dropping kids at the gate. Just children walking together every
See,
morning,
that's we
every
used to do
afternoon,
that when we lived in
every
the
school
city.
day for 6 years.
Good,
What this
healthy
produces
exercise.
is remarkable. Children develop physical fitness without anyone scheduling exercise. They form friendships.
And I'm going to point out that they have smaller schools in each community. And I've know that in Japanese culture, if you live way too far out where there's not enough students for a school, you can live with a family member in a different community that does have a school, and that way you live with them for the 6 years, and then it goes from there. I do know that is a tradition there as well, but I think it's also a good thing. Teach the kids to be healthy from a young age.
Right. They don't realize I walked almost 2 miles to school and 2 miles back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had just made it under like I said, probably by a sliver on the being able to take a bus. Yes, sir. May I help you? You're going up? Okay. Listen to me. Make sure you pull the front door tight because the last time it was open and the cats almost got out. Okay? Any cats? Are you going up with Are you staying here to wait for Pappy or are you going with Mommy and Daddy? Get your stuff together?
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll come.
Okay. I think you need a shower. You know what I mean?
Alright.
Yeah, but a shower today would be nice, even though you did take one yesterday. Here, I don't, because I'm on my live. Look at me. Okay? All right. I love you. All right. Make sure the door's shut. Thanks, babe. Thank you for lunch. Okay. A man's going up to get a shower.
Oh,
I had to give him the. Did you hear him say he got a shower yesterday?
yeah, but doesn't
Mm-hmm.
smell like it.
Well, that's putting it nicely, Crazy B. That's putting it nicely.
Yeah.
That would be the reason why I said yes, why he needed one.
At that age, gotta do it
Yes,
daily if
ma'am.
you're out running around.
Yep, absolutely. That's funny.
Uh,
Hmm. All right, ma'am. What else we got?
oh, about four
Friendships
minutes
across
left. I
age
bet this is
groups.
the last
They
one.
learn route
Okay.
navigation, weather adaptation, and the responsibility of leading younger children safely through public space. By age 12, a Japanese child can navigate complex urban environments independently in ways most American teenagers never quite manage. The community benefits are equally
And
substantial.
now,
Adults
just
stationed
keep
along the route
stop there
become
a second,
Yep.
Crazy B. I I don't disagree with what he's saying. Now, my
Mm-hmm.
road is dangerous, extremely
Yeah.
dangerous. However, I did let my boys walk to and from the house, and it was a little bit of a different distance. And they started in sixth grade, so the younger one would have been about what, 12, I guess, going into sixth grade.
Mm-hmm.
With Jacob, he gets dropped off at the bus stop. He's dropped off both to and from.
Yeah. But
The
that's a
road
safety
has
thing.
gotten it. Yeah, it has seen way more traffic. Uh, but I'm down for this. I think that it is an excellent idea with the younger ones, as they said, taking the older ones along. I mean, the older ones taking the younger ones along with them to teach
Mm-hmm.
them. I think that's a good idea.
Well, like
I
with
wish
my
we would
kids,
see more of that.
well, my kids used, when they were in their early teens, I allowed them to take their
Mhm.
younger cousins to the park that was a half mile away.
Okay.
And they would walk them there and back, but they had to take a phone. At least one person had to have a phone and it had to be on at all times in case of an
Okay.
emergency. But
Right.
yeah, they would walk and play Pokemon Go and all that, going back and forth. And this was
Right.
routine when we lived in Michigan. Down here,
Mhm.
my daughter will still go walking around with my niece. They'll go walk around town. And again, it's have the older person there. Like my kids, they can go to 3 or 4 different grocery stores within walking distance of here. They know how to get there. They know how to get back. Only thing I have to worry about is if a car hits them, but we got mostly sidewalks area and stuff. My kids know how to get to just about anywhere in town.
Right.
So it's a plus. If I were to tell them, hey, I need you to walk up to this place or that place, take your pick, go make a payment here, go do that there, they'll be able to do it. And it's
Okay.
again, I've always had my kids independent like that. For they would when we like I said, back to living in Michigan, my kids started to get to know the bus routes because
Okay.
it was just, it works. And so
Yeah, I
I
think
never
that
they never went
yeah.
alone, but they had to tell us which bus to go to get to where and which ones, where to get
Right.
off. I taught them all that. And they, Jazz, she still struggles with paying attention to her surroundings, but I think when she starts driving, it'll change.
Right. See, now my mom took us to the library, and we had to get on the bus to do that. I think she took us twice
Uh-huh.
and told me and my sister what to look for, and we were there every week at the library
Yeah.
at 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't think of letting Jacob go, and he's 9, going to be 10 in August. Uh, I just don't see him,
Mature enough.
yeah, mature enough. We don't, the
Mm-hmm.
kids now today are raised where, everything is they're picked up, they're driven here, they're driven there, because it's not like it was when we were in the neighborhood, in a legit neighborhood per
Yeah.
se.
See, even when I
We
was
literally
in
are,
my early teens, when we lived in the middle of nowhere, Michigan, there was still a county
Mhm.
bus that you could schedule
Okay.
to come pick you up, take you to town, and then bring you back home. So
Okay.
if I wanted to go to town in my early teens, we could go to the closest to a major town. I could go to the
Mhm.
store, pick up the newest CD I wanted, and then the bus would come back at a specific time, pick me up, and take me back to the house. And
Okay.
it was like $8 round trip. But you got to
Right.
remember, it's going like 30 something miles to town and then 30 something miles back because well, it
Back.
wasn't really a town, it was a small city that you could go
Right.
to get the, better stores. And so, but yeah, they would do it. And you don't see that
Mm.
kind of stuff anymore.
Right.
So, yeah, even then, it's like, and again, I had to push the maturity thing on the kids, and
Right.
even with them being on the autism spectrum and stuff, they managed to pull it off without
Right.
ever being kidnapped or getting hurt. They knew to
Right.
watch for cars. They taught the younger ones to watch for cars. They learned that responsibility of the sibling thing, basically, like having a younger sibling you babysit. um
Mhm.
I could absolutely trust my kids to do that kind of stuff. And not, like, again, my mom used to yell at me, "You need to put all your medicines in a lockbox." I'm like, no, my kids just know better. And yes, I keep an eye and I do pill counts, but my kids knew better. My kids have never
Right.
once tried to break into my pain meds or any of my prescription
Mhm.
medications. I've
Right.
never had that problem with them. It's like, again, if you demand the responsibility of the kids and the maturity of the kids, it happens. It's almost like
Yes.
parents just can't be bothered to make their
They give
kids
up.
be
Yeah. They don't want to
responsible.
parent. Yeah. They don't want to parent.
I mean, my mom used to say I was doing it all wrong, but I mean, her kids, we had struggled. We all ended up with alcohol, drug use. My sister, well, my there's a whole long story behind that that's not worth putting out in public, but needless to say, we had those issues. But my kids haven't done that. I think, well,
Right.
my kids, they've turned out pretty damn good
That's
by doing it my way, not her way. So,
right.
you know, there's that.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
so I think it's more, it comes into the consequence of parenting. And of course, again, in your area, common sense with the road. But my parents didn't
Right.
give a two shits. We learned to watch out for cars and tractors, and it was on us if we got hit from there.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but we also have idiots that come racing down the road, and I don't know if, as a child, he'd have the wherewithal to know that when he heard the sign, he'd have to move. Uh, it's pretty dangerous.
Oh, we
Um,
lived in an area where we had jackasses. We lived by the Nichols brothers, the ones that helped with the Oklahoma
yeah,
City
the
bombing.
right.
And I told you before how they'd come racing around, and my dad had to get on them a
Mhm.
couple of times because at the time, I mean, I was like 5, 6 years old, and so that's when I was first learning to ride a bike and all that stuff. And
Mhm.
that's when my dad got on them. But we had people like that all the time. We had tractors coming through, all kinds of shit. We just learned to pay attention. We had to learn this, and you don't learn it unless you have to try it. But try it, with safety first.
Right.
Like, yeah, again, it's not easy sometimes, but again, parents have to really step up. It can't just keep falling to everyone else. We learned that in Gen
Right.
X. It was not smart. Y'all, every generation hated Gen X except Gen X because we had to raise ourselves. So,
Mhm.
but yeah. And again, I like that in Japan, this is just, but again, in Japan, it's a lot safer when
And what we have
people
here.
care
Right.
about each other.
Right.
That's the whole big difference. They actually care about each other enough to not intentionally go drunk driving. And I know that there's always going to be those handful off ones. but you don't hear about it nearly on the level that it is. And I will say though, they are, I think, kind of avoiding the fact that there are still accidents and stuff. Kids still get kidnapped in Japan. Shit still goes wrong, but it's less because they're in a group. So
right?
you're less likely to hit a group of 20 kids than you are to hit that one kid that you didn't notice.
That you
So
didn't see, right?
yeah, that's why I always sent the kids in pairs. Even now, my kids still walk together to the store out of safety. Because again, this area was hit with a lot of illegal immigration. ICE had
Mm-hmm.
been through here 4 times before it was cleaned up. So, yeah, I mean, still they walk in pairs. I mean, once
Right.
in a blue moon, Buddy will go off by himself because Jazz don't feel like it. But, for the most part, they do work together. So, but I'm going to, yeah. All right, let's hit play and get
Go
to these
ahead.
last 4 minutes, unless something else
Okay.
comes up worth talking about.
Okay.
Become familiar to every child in the neighborhood. Households along the path develop relationships with the children they see every day. Crime against children drops because criminals encounter neighborhoods where every adult knows every child by sight. Most American children get driven to school in cars, dropped at the curb, and picked up the same way. No exercise, no friendships forming along the way, no independence developing. Japan recognized the walk itself as part of the education. Number 2. The bath that is also a social institution. The Sento, the Japanese public bathhouse, still operates across the country as both
Those
a
I get
hygiene
nervous
facility
about.
and a social.
Uh,
Yeah.
I do worry
Yeah.
about that kind of stuff.
I don't know. I mean, since I was a swimmer, that never bothered me.
Oh,
Um,
bacteria, if they're not properly
uh,
cleaned. Athlete's foot.
well, that's the thing is it has to be properly cleaned.
Yeah,
That's
I would be
the
more
issue.
nervous because I won't necessarily trust someone to clean to my standards.
Right.
So there's that. But I get where it encourages community, it encourages conversations and times together and time to take a
Mm-hmm.
break. It's just
Right.
here you're getting to relax and hang out with a friend or a neighbor at the
Mm-hmm.
same time.
Correct.
So I get it. The Romans used to do it too.
Yes, they did.
Social institution. For roughly the price of a coffee, anyone can enter, wash at small stations, and soak in large communal pools alongside neighbors. The bath cleans the body. Everything else happens during the soak. What occurs in a Sento isn't private. People recognize each other across the water. Children swim with grandparents. Old men sit in the same corner for 30 years. The water is shared. The space is shared. The vulnerability is shared because nobody is wearing anything that signals status or wealth. Research on regular Sento users shows
No,
dramatically
just
lower rates of social isolation,
an old
stronger.
wrinkled body. That's all. Saggy, saggy boobs and a ding dong that's down to your knee.
But I'll tell
How about
you,
that?
I'll tell you though, that's the one thing that America is different on. Nude bodies are not as taboo in other countries, in many
Correct.
countries.
Right.
I've heard stories of people in other countries where they'll just go in and talk to their parents while their parents are in the bathtub soaking
Yep.
nude, and it's not even the same, like the boys talking to their mom.
Well,
They'll just walk in and it doesn't bother them because they're raised around it.
and that I did that with my boys up until I don't know, maybe they were 8 years old. They would freely walk into the bathroom back and forth. I just had that open. Again, that all had to do with that whole swimming,
Uh
and
huh.
I was half naked the majority of my career. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we swam a lot, we did a lot in that realm, so there was never anything, if you'd be in the on the toilet and one of the kids came in, That's
Oh,
how I
yeah.
got them to learn how to potty train.
That's what I
And
did with my
uh,
kids. But
yeah,
I did this with my son till he was about 4. And my
yeah,
daughter until she was much older, than because girls,
take
she can,
longer. Yes,
yeah, she'll come in, and if I'm in the bathroom and I need some help, she'll just walk in, no big deal. If I'm in the shower, I need help,
right,
I can call her or Danny.
right.
Buddy is a little more, he's not comfortable around that, and
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but he'll still hand me stuff. He'll like stick his arm in the door with his head the other way to
Right,
hand me
right.
something.
And
It's
be like, what is it that you need? Can I reach it? Yeah,
yes, but and again, I respect his level of comfort and discomfort. But Jazz, she'll come
right,
and help me put on a bra, eh, do my hair, stuff like that. I'll be half nude, and
right.
like I just can't do this, and I can't tell you because of my back spasms. I've actually been stuck in a sitting position on a toilet and had to have people come in and help lift me up to get past that spasm of doing it
Right.
myself. And
Mm-hmm.
so yes, Danny would have to come in and get me in and out of the shower, up off the toilet, stuff like that. Even though we're not married anymore, he still will come and help me. My daughter will be there in a heartbeat. And in an emergency, I know my son would just call 911 and have the medics do it.
Right.
But yeah, um, I did it with my son. But my parents raised us that the nude body is very taboo. And so I did a stepping stone for my kids so it wasn't as bad. But it's easier to shower a toddler at the same time as yourself than it is to run a
Yes.
separate bath and save on water.
Yes, it is.
And even as a
Correct.
newborn
And
baby, I would bring my son in the shower, wash him up, hand him off to his dad. I'd finish showering and then go from there.
mm-hmm.
Same with my daughter.
Right.
They always, baths were when they were able to start being slightly independent, and it was getting to it wasn't appropriate to shower with your child stage.
Right.
And
Right.
so that's where I cut it off. Like I said before, for like around 4 years old is when I finally cut it off and said, nope, you're on your own, and you're going to learn to wash yourself
Yeah.
in this process too. And I'm going to
Right.
supervise that you catch every inch of your body and get yourself clean.
Right.
So
Right.
yes, that's the kind of things it was. I'm on the toilet, I'm taking a shit, and my kid needs something. They're allowed to come in and ask if they were a toddler and
Yes.
stuff. It's just,
Right.
for me, it was easier, and it saved on the water bill and everything else. I mean, I can make a dozen reasons why it's still a brilliant idea for up until a
Right.
certain age. And I would, of course, never encourage this with teenagers. They're on their own.
Correct.
So,
Absolutely.
yep. But yeah, I see nothing wrong with it to a degree. I mean, Danny still walks around in his boxer briefs or his boxers. Once he gets off
Oh,
of work, the clothes are gone.
yeah. Jake was not. He's made me lunch, as you know, and he's in his underwear. It,
Uh-huh.
yeah. He walks back and forth to the house. He's in his underwear.
Mhm. I will wear. I use I get the women's. They have a version of boxer briefs for women. I sometimes will wear
Yes.
those.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm wearing those in a long t-shirt, fine. I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
bother throwing on shorts or something, but any other style of underwear,
Right.
and always got a shirt on. I don't go around in a
Right.
sports bra and stuff. And I think it is trashy for women to think that a sports bra is an acceptable shirt to wear out in public. Um,
Right. I
I
agree
have
with
issues
that.
with that. Around the
Yeah.
house and you're working out, fine. After that, I mean, come on. I answer the
Right.
door and you're in your
It's not.
underwear and you
Mm-hmm.
call that clothing.
Right.
Yeah. But all right. There's still 2 minutes and a few seconds left while they explain
Okay.
why this is still so good for communities.
Stronger neighborhood connections, and better long-term mental health outcomes than comparable residents who don't visit. The bath does something the rest of the neighborhood's social infrastructure can't quite replicate. In a cento, the performances that structure modern social life become impossible. The expensive clothing is gone. The phone is gone. The professional persona is gone. What remains is bodies in warm water alongside neighbors. The conversations get realer. the friendships deepen faster. Number 1. The invisible agreement that holds everything up. Underneath every idea on this list runs a single, deeper principle that Japan figured out, and most countries haven't. It's the agreement that shared spaces are everyone's responsibility, carried not by law, but by individual decision,
Yeah.
sustained not by enforcement,
Crazy
but by
bee.
collective participation.
Yes.
Eric just walked in the door and he needs to leave. Can we take a maybe 15-minute break here
Yeah, we
and
could go
pick
ahead.
back up?
Actually, we could
Will
just
that
close
work?
this. We could close this video out and pick up on the
Okay.
next one.
Is that okay? So this was the end of this video?
Yeah, I mean, there's only a minute left, basically saying everybody
Okay,
cleans
well,
up
I can
after
finish.
themselves.
Okay, well, let's finish it up and then we'll close out then and go from there, and then we'll get into the next one. I'll call you as soon as they
Available.
leave. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right then.
A commuter picks up litter that isn't theirs. A driver moderates their volume out of consideration for sleeping neighbors. A shopkeeper sweeps the sidewalk beyond their property line. None of these actions seeks recognition. They simply reflect a deeply internalized understanding that the community functions because each person treats public space as if they personally owned it. There's no document mandating any of this, no penalty for ignoring it. The standard exists because it's passed quietly between generations through observation. Children watch adults. They absorb the standard. They become adults who model it for the next generation. What
Well,
this
that's
produces,
everywhere.
multiplied across 125 million people, is a country that functions in ways pure infrastructure cannot achieve.
But kids model their parents. So when you have bad kids,
Doesn't
9 times
matter.
out of 10,
Yeah,
they're modeling their parent.
it's going to be exactly, and that's what we see in the inner city, the ghetto areas. You're going to get that type of behavior if you're, I think middle class, upper class, you're acting a different type of way. It is. It's modeled behavior.
Well, even
You
when
know,
I was
we.
living in a damn trailer park, I made my kids behave as if they were better because I didn't want them learning the trash behavior. I want them learning that
Correct.
I'm going to get my
Right.
way out of this. I'm going to work my way up in society, and we're not going to just stay
Right.
down here behavior.
Right.
And
I
even if,
think
let's say we
you're
had no choice but to stay there because of
probably
finances, I would still expect better behavior.
right. Yes, but that is, I think, few and far between, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
That's the problem
hmm
that we're faced with.
Yep. All right. Couple more, another minute.
Streets stay clean without armies of workers. Trains run on time partly because passengers cooperate. Public spaces remain pleasant because nobody decided alone to spoil them. Japan kept the agreement, generation after generation. The result is a society that works in ways the rest of the world doesn't quite understand. What if the smartest thing any country ever built was the quiet decision to treat the place we share as something worth caring for? If something in this video made you stop and rethink how everyday systems could actually work, hit subscribe so you.
Okay, and the link to this will be in the description below. But I want to add that I have seen videos of Japan where they are starting to have a problem with kids trying to be more westernized and not giving a shit, and being loud. And they of course try to scold these people, but some people just don't care.
Right.
You can do your best,
And
but the most do.
yeah, and most of the Asian cultures, what the expectation
Yes.
is the stress that is placed on children is so great that there's many suicides that happen, unfortunately.
Yes.
The pressure to perform in school is
And at
tremendous.
work.
Yes,
Adults
South
who are
Korea is
shaming
one
their
of the
parents
worst.
because they do
Yes,
bad at their job or they
yes,
struggle at their job. They will end themselves before they
yes,
will bring shame on their parents. Oh, yeah.
correct. Yeah,
It's
the
sad. I mean,
schools
they have
are,
suicide
yes,
nets on buildings because of it.
yes.
And
So,
that's the downfall of some of this. There is that downfall
correct.
to this society that is that
Right,
strict.
right.
So,
And the expectation is placed that, you will conform to such a high standard that some children think that it's an insurmountable challenge that they can't do or they can't complete, that
mhm.
they end up struggling their whole life.
They end up severely depressed.
So,
But mental
yes,
health is taboo in a lot of countries that are not
uh huh.
westernized, and that you hide the
Mm
mental illness or you hide the person with the disability. And if there's a
hmm.
mental deficiency of any kind, they usually get put up for adoption. It's really sad.
Yes, because you're not, they don't want to show any display of weakness, of mental illness, or anything. So it's
Yep,
sad. It's a
it
really
is.
sad situation. There's a
So,
song, isn't there? It's a sad, sad situation.
yep.
Interesting. All right, people. Well, with that being said, how long did that take us to get through there, Crazy Bee?
2 hours and 21 minutes, but there's some things I can cut out conversation with little guy and stuff if you want. There's actually,
Just leave it go. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm not
no,
worried
because
about
if he
it.
watches the video, he'll be very disappointed.
No, he won't watch it. He won't not that long at least. He'll only watch us the first 5 minutes, to say, how many subscribers do you two have? Oh, I have over 200 and some. Hmm. He
Uh,
won't go into it, so don't worry.
okay.
But I don't, yeah, you don't need to make any adjustments unless you want to.
Okay.
But we thank everybody for joining Rex Sisters today. Again, we're putting up a pre-record on July the 7th while we're actually recording July the 3rd. And we will know what we're doing on Wednesday, I guess on Tuesday. I would expect we're back on Wednesday, but we're going to get a pre record ready just in case.
Yep.
Please don't forget to hit the like button or follow us. Make sure that you subscribe, most importantly. You can comment respectfully, or Crazy Bee will go on her crazy side. Set your notifications, and most importantly, share this video. And again, as Crazy Bee stated earlier, we go up and look in our link tree and you will see the Discord. Please join. There's a lot of fun that goes on up there,
Oh,
things
yeah.
that we can't do on, when we're live. But with
Especially
that
the
being
music
said,
channel.
yes, with that being said, I'm done, Crazy Bee. It's
Yep.
getting hot and I have a little bit of work to do before we come back. And I guess that's it. I can't even say good night our usual, but I'll
Yeah, but
say
I
good
can.
afternoon because, yeah, I'll say good afternoon since it's really what time? Let's see. It's
It's one.
1:03 p.m. Yeah,
Yep.
on Friday afternoon of but I can say I hope everybody had a good 4th of July weekend. There we go.
That's what we could say. And I'll be
Yeah.
with my usual stay safe, stay sane, stay sober. And we'll catch y'all on the next one.
All right, we'll see you.